Hello YouTube, it is your boy GZTV back with another video. I know my hair's a bit of a mess. I just came out the shower and I didn't really care to comb it or whatever, but we're here. We're here to talk about the 41st overall episode of The Sopranos. This is the second episode of the fourth season, obviously. So yeah, pretty decent episode here. A decent amount has happened. Not too much. I feel like this is kind of like a needle pusher for the show just to kind of get it rolling. Especially at the start of a season, you need episodes like this. But yeah, let's kind of just get into what happened, maybe explain some stuff, and then I'm out. I got to start working on some homework for the day. But Meadows' recent lack of drive caused by Jackie Jr.'s death continues to worry Tony and Carmela. You know, she's staying at the house all day pretty much. Not really up to much. She's not getting out, not getting a job in the summer. She reveals that she hasn't registered for classes because she hopes to travel to Europe with a friend, and this kind of angers them, you know, like why are you going to Europe after all this time of slacking off and not being involved with your internship? Why are you going to Europe? This is a waste of your time, you know. You gotta continue to pursue your education. So Tony discusses the problem with Dr. Melfi, who recommends a psychologist, Dr. Wimby Cobbler, specializing in adolescents, like people at this age, you know, kind of trying to figure out their life and stuff like that. So Cobbler encourages Meadows' plans, prompting a protracted family argument where Meadow confronts Tony about his profession. He claims that he did everything he could to save Jackie. You know, he was like a father figure, to be fair. Like, he did a lot for that kid. You know, he was stopping him when he was getting in trouble, all this stuff. She leaves the house and her parents fear that she has left the country, but it is later revealed that she has instead returned to her classes at Columbia University. Yeah, she's kind of got to do a little bit of what her parents wish if she's going to stay in their house the entire summer. So Carmela begins flirting with Furio as he makes his morning visits to pick up Tony. Again, Carmela just being like a love bird, I guess, not getting enough affection from Tony, so she's taking it out on other people. We saw that with like the painter last season, I think it was. Might have been season 2 actually where that happened. I don't remember. But she's obviously gotten romantically involved with people like that, like Father, like the priest that came over. Yeah. So, Ralphie and Janice's relationship continues despite Tony's disapproval. She doesn't want him being with a man like this. Like, do you know who this guy is? I don't think you do, you know? He's a pretty shitty person. So, Christopher is appointed acting capo of Polly's crew. Patsy resents this, having been a made man longer than Christopher. He feels like he should have took the spot, obviously. There should be some sort of seniority in there, and to an extent, I mean, that makes sense. But, I mean, Christopher's earned his stripes for sure. Silvio suspects that Christopher is starting to usurp his place in Tony's inner circle. Something weird is going on with Christopher. He's kind of lashing out and acting kind of reckless. So, Christopher visits a construction site where crew members have no work jobs. It's a paid position that requires the holder to perform duties, but for which no work or even attendance is expected. So, and he indicates to Patsy that there are valuable fiber optic cables which can be removed. We want to take as much attention off this place as possible. We don't want to make the building expenses too much, because then people are going to look into it and like, wow, how did you build something like this for this much money? You know, it kind of looks crazy, and obviously if they find out that the mob was involved, then they can kind of form a case against that. So Tony angrily reprimands Christopher for this, as the thefts might bring unwanted attention to their involvement. Again, yeah, I guess the point is they're kind of going into builds and they're like trying to steal shit, like kind of subtly. Maybe, yeah, that was the point. Never mind. I don't know what I was thinking before. So later, despite Tony's orders, Silvio and Patsy steal floor tiles from the site. Again, just stealing from there, and that's obviously not good because again, it brings attention. The builders are going to notice. Yeah. So, Jack Mazzarone complains to Tony, but Silvio deflects Tony's anger. An infuriated Christopher drives to the side and has a heated confrontation with Patsy. They get into it. A couple gunshots fire off. They're fighting. And yeah. So, at a dinner party, Ralphie makes an off-color joke about Johnny's wife, Ginny, drawing laughter from all. again, it's not really funny to joke about a fat person, but in the moment, I guess it was. So, visiting Paulie in prison, little Paulie repeats the joke. Paulie does not laugh. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, why would you make a joke like that? He's obviously, like, friends with Johnny Sack. He's closer to Johnny Sack than a lot of the other guys. So, Adriana now treats Danielle, meanwhile, as her close friend and confidante. She's telling her fucking everything, which is pretty terrible, and this is probably going to ruin things down the line. Like I said, I knew there were going to be some negative consequences, but they sort of come this season, or this episode, sorry. So, one evening at Adriana's club, Christopher, high on cocaine, is sitting on the sofa with the two women, and things kind of get intense. Things kind of get intimate in the area. As he kisses Adriana, he puts a hand on Danielle's thigh. Obviously, Adriana notices this, gets pissed off, but when he claims Danielle took the initiative, Adriana chooses to believe him and cuts ties with Danielle. Like, you're no good for us. Christopher was right. Get the fuck out of my face. When they're calling on the phone, she just completely shuts her off. And now that whole secret agent thing didn't work, now they have to take the other route, which is actually confront them. So the FBI decides to bring Adriana in and reveal Danielle's true identity as Agent Cicerone. Obviously, she feels betrayed. She's taken to meet with Chief Frank Cubitozo, who threatens her with imprisonment for drug possession or punishment from Tony Soprano if she does not cooperate. So Tony can, they can tell Tony what she did, because obviously they're an informant for Tony and they work really closely with him. So Adriana vomits all over herself, the table, and the agents, extremely overwhelmed with the situation. She obviously people that aren't actually, in the mob don't want to be thrown into this situation, but it's just a part of the lifestyle, I guess. The title refers to the way that the mob assigns paid jobs at a construction site to workers who never have to show up but continue to get paid. The phrase refers to Meadows not going to any of her summer internship interviews, and also to her thinking of suspending her college education. The phrase, used by airlines, also alludes to Meadows' decision not to fly to Europe. So, yeah, there's a couple cultural references. Patsy calling the black guy Ralph Boonch, who was an African-American diplomat. And then you had, Ralph showing Janice Faces of Death. When Tony sees the VHS, he sarcastically asks Janice if the Sound of Music has already been rented. Meadow mentions that the director of the film she plans on helping out with in Denmark hangs out with Dogma, and defending her travel plans tells Carmela to read Henry James. Dogma is obviously the movie, the comedy movie. There's not really too much. I don't really have much to say. I guess Adriana's going to have to make a choice here. Does she want to get punished by Tony, or does she want to rat on her own husband, or soon-to-be husband? I guess they're not technically married yet. But yeah, later on today, I'm going to be doing a Scotty Barnes gameplay. It actually went really well. I'm pretty proud of that video. I think you guys will love it. I'm watching a movie today. I'm not sure what, but to cover for the content on the channel tomorrow, I guess we're going to watch a movie. I don't know what I'm going to do Monday, Tuesday. We might just do a late night news segment of rap, or maybe sports or something like that. Not that anyone needs that on YouTube, but I don't know, man. We'll have to see how things go. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe.